The people in Hollywood constantly try to convince us the industry is doing great and it's on the up and up, but it definitely doesn't seem to be the case because one of this summer's largest movie releases, Furiosa, has earned a measly 25 million domestically and 58 million worldwide, meaning Hollywood has just gone through one of its worst box offices for Memorial Day weekend in decades. This article talks more about the state of Hollywood. It says the Memorial Day weekend debut of Warner Brothers' Furiosa is spelling more bad news for the Hollywood industry as it prepares for an uncertain summer at the box office. Now, of course, we are still at the beginning of the summer. There's only been a few movies releasing so far that have been called summer flicks, but at the same time, there is virtually nothing releasing this year. It does not look to be a very positive one for Hollywood. Of course, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Fall Guy came and went. Furiosa just came out and it's already flopping. Then there's, I'd say, the biggest Deadpool and Wolverine. We have Bad Boys Ride or Die, which I've seen zero hype for. Maxine, which is a movie I, again, haven't seen too much hype for. The Twisters reboot, which people don't want reboots and sequels. People are kind of over that. We have Alien Romulus and then Borderlands. Those are the biggest releases that we are going to see, and I just don't see any of those being billion-dollar movies, except for maybe Deadpool and Wolverine, but even that so far is not shaping up to be super positive in terms of ticket sales. And then we have Furiosa, which was a movie that a lot of people from the beginning were questioning why it was even being made, because few people want to see a Mad Max movie without Mad Max. And while I did generally enjoy Fury Road, one of the major problems I had was the feminist Furiosa angle, and surprisingly they did away with that in this one, which I do want to give them props for. The message wasn't in this movie. She had a coherent backstory, she had good motivations, and while I don't really like prequels, this one wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't amazing. I think I'd rate it like a 6.5 out of 10, but it was because it had quite a bit of lackluster story in the first half. It just felt very boring, very slow. And of course, the end was very anticlimactic in my opinion. It had way too much CGI compared to Fury Road, and even the cast of great actors and actresses like Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy couldn't make it as exciting as it should have been and raise it even close to something like a 10. I wish it had just been another true Mad Max movie, and I think that's what a lot of people feel at this point. And we also are seeing a time where moviegoers are not very trusting. When we see Furiosa, we're instantly wondering, is this going to be some mega girl boss movie? And again, I felt that it was a pretty coherent prequel, but at the same time, I'd rather just see Mad Max like most people would have. Of course, this article also points out that these debut numbers are the lowest for a Memorial Day weekend in nearly 3 decades, when Casper opened in 95 with 22 million, and the Furiosa figures are already nearly 10 million less than its projected 40 million 4-day start, and Mad Max Fury Road's 45 million 3-day opening in 2015. I don't think that this movie is going to hold up out very well at the box office. I suspect we are going to see a pretty big drop going into weekend 2 and then of course weekend 3, and I wonder how long this will actually stay in theaters, or if they will take it out of theaters early like a lot of movies. Look at Fall Guy, right? That was taken out of theaters 2.5 weeks after it released, which definitely does not bode well for just the state of Hollywood in general. But this movie had a $168 million budget, and so far these opening numbers have not even come close to that, and it has led to one of the worst box offices for Memorial Day weekend in decades. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.